Ladies and gentlemen and Big Brother freaks, welcome to the all-new podcast. This is a twist of Big Brother with two Big Brother freaks like myself and my co-host, Trevor Oz. Trevor, how we doing tonight?
Doing great. Looking forward to a summer of twists. What a perfect summer to start a twist of Big Brother.
Exactly, and you know what? First off, you're talking about twists. I want to bring this up first off for Big Brother 17 is one of the new things, one of the new twists is Big Brother Takeover, which is basically a twist can pop up at any time. And Trevor, tell me just how annoyed are you by that Big Brother Takeover music right now?
It's so dumb.
Oh.
It's like it's so like it's so surfy.
Oh my god! Are we going unleashed here with cuss words, or are we going to keep it clean?
Oh yeah, we can say whatever the fuck we want.
Okay, I'm fucking annoyed by it. Holy shit! But of course, it's network TV, so there's a lot of cheese factor that goes into a lot of the shit. So, but
of course, I expect Big Brother to be cheesy in some ways, and I expect to roll my eyes at a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
season, but that's the name of the game too, though.
I don't watch a lot of CBS, and I don't watch a lot of commercials on CBS. But once it comes football time, they pop in that little Big Brother commercial during football, and of course, we all love football, but god damn it fucks with our DVRs on Sundays when Big Brother's still on.
Yeah, it does.
But
they don't just do that. They do that 60-minute stuff, too, where, 60 minutes will run, 10 minutes late, and then your DVR will cut off, 10 minutes of Big Brother, and you're like, damn it.
Yeah, that's what happened to me this past Sunday with the Battle of the Block was the last 5 minutes were cut off. I mean, I got the end result was fine, but not the little, the little eavesdropping on the house at the end. I kind of missed that. So I went back online, which thankfully it's the live episodes are still on CBS.com. I would say probably overnights when they put those on. But I tell you what, man, they played that Big Brother Takeover thing about 4 or 5 times, and holy cow. We're going to probably...
Well, JP, are you ready for a takeover?
Oh, my God.
Jeez.
I want to hear some more. There's a lot more things I'd rather hear Rachel's voice than that. That is a stretch and a half, but I would rather hear Rachel's voice than.
That's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie.
I don't know, man. I'm already sick of this thing, and we're going to hear it another.
Oh man, another 8,000 times. Yeah, they said 97
days in the house, so that's probably 36 episodes or so.
Yeah.
So we are a twist of Big Brother. We're going to come to you every Thursday, but we're doing a little special here because we're going to do a little bit of introducing the show as the show just kicked off last week. I was out of town, but got everything caught up here. But we're going to kind of give you a little kickoff into the eliminations every Thursday. Give our thoughts and insights on the predictions and stuff and what's going to go down. The first eviction is going to go down this coming Thursday, and we'll have to see what plays out there. And then the following Thursday here, the Thursday after the 4th of July, I'm not sure what the date is, but we'll come back, talk about that first eviction, and then set the table for the next one. And before we break down the cast, Trevor, I got to say, once again, bravo to CBS. They did another great job putting this cast together.
They did. There's a lot of diversity in the cast. A lot of them are very different. Very unique people. You have James, who's the Asian guy that's totally a redneck. He's basically Asian Donnie, in a way.
That dude's awesome, and we'll talk about him. I'll talk about him a little more once we get there. But yeah, that dude's awesome. I'll tell you what. Yeah, there's a lot of diversity, and we're gonna run down the Big Brother cast in alphabetical order by first name. And speaking of diversity, how about this? The very first transgender contestant in U.S. Big Brother history. I'm not sure about Big Brother history, as there's about 50 different spinoffs of this show.
I was going to say, yeah.
But we get Audrey Middleton from Villa Rica, Georgia. She is the first ever transgender contestant on Big Brother. And I tell you what, I wouldn't have thought this, and except for when she had the secret, because you can kind of tell her their voice. But man, she looks pretty good though. I mean, if you didn't know she said I have a secret, you would have been completely thrown off.
Yeah, I had no idea, honestly.
And I have a feeling that this is going to be one of America's sweethearts, especially with the Bruce Jenner story. Transforming into Caitlyn Jenner is really fresh in our minds. So I think obviously she's going to be a huge favorite with the nation. And with each one of these casts, we'll throw our predictions down for how far they go. Trevor, what's your take on Audrey, and how far do you think she'll go?
With Audrey, I can't really get a good read on her yet, at least if you're watching the actual TV show. Now, I do watch Big Brother After Dark and stuff, and it seems like she's playing real hard real quick. And that's usually not a good thing in the Big Brother house, at least to start off with. So we'll see how she goes from there.
How with a prediction of doesn't last the first month, doesn't make it halfway, makes it halfway, final four, final two, winner. Kind of break it down kind of like that. Where do you kind of see her fall?
Unless I honestly think unless the twists work to her advantage, I don't see her lasting past the first half.
I'm kind of wondering. She's obviously going to be America's darling. She did pretty good in the endurance competition. I don't know if people are going to see her as a threat because of her story and being so likable. You said that she's also been playing pretty hard, which is obviously mistake number one for Big Brother is playing,
Absolutely.
Especially when you got 16 people in the house. I think she does make final 8. I think there's always that conspiracy theory that CBS can manipulate things the way they want to, and I think they want to keep her on TV as long as possible.
Yeah, I would imagine they would want to. I mean, it's a big news blurb for them.
Yeah, and I almost thought maybe Final Four, but I'm thinking that people may start to see her as a target, because I think she's going to be a strong competitor.
Yeah, I mean, I think she could. I think she can compete well, which is going to make her a target. She does have the transgender thing, which could also make her a target, not because people are against transgender, but because it's something that people are going to be into. People are going to want to cheer that on, and I think that could make them think that. Hey, if there's a twist where America gets their say in something, then maybe that's going to be an advantage for her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the thing with all these Big Brother takeovers. We don't know what's going to happen, but I can see her going. I can see her lasting for quite a long time, and just not quite to the end. We go from one extreme to the other. We go to Austin. Austin from Woodland Hills, California. He looks like a 7-foot-tall Rob Zombie. This guy is a professional wrestler, which Trevor and I, we do a little wrestling show called Lost in the Midcard, so we're definitely going to be fans of this guy. Trevor, I think this guy, if he can, I don't know if it's a good idea to be with Jace right now, or if it's a brilliant idea because he kind of hides the deflection of it because Jace is such a loudmouth. Austin seems like he seems like he can be a smart mental competitor, and I don't know if he's on the physical side. I think he may try to play the awkwardness off, and he said he had some injuries, and he kind of threw the competition for the head of household. What do you feel Do you think Austin has got even though he's a big, strong guy, do you think he's got the makeup to kind of go further and not be a target?
I think right now he's a target because he has Jace. Because him and Jace are so close, because Shelltown is so close. And I think that's going to make him a target in the upcoming weeks. I think what's going to be best for him is to kind of like lay back and not let any of that get to him, and just, you know, try to play it safe. He did try to play up his injuries, which is very smart. That way, you know, maybe the house guests will think, well, you know, he's not winning HOHs, but he did say he's had injuries before. And, but he's also going real hard, working out every day. So, you know, it's kind of working to his advantage and to his disadvantage. So, but I think he seems like an intelligent dude, as well as on the smart side. So, I'm interested to see where he goes forward. I could see him making it to jury. And
jury, would that be 7? Is that right? So the final eight. Final 9.
Final 9.
Or,
yeah.
No, final 8 because the last final 9 because
you'll have 2 in the as the final.
Yep. So the first person kicked off in the finale would be in the jury, but they wouldn't necessarily meet with the jury because they were still on the show. I'm gonna be bold. I have a strong feeling with Austin. I'm gonna go Final 4 with Austin. I think there's just I think there's something odd about Austin to the fact of, you know, normally the big strong guys are the first targets in the game, and I think for some reason he's going to deflect that somehow and get to the Final 4. Next up is Becky out of Denver, Colorado. Outside of her being in the Battle of the Block, I really didn't see much of her in the first couple of episodes. She's got a killer body, I know that much. Her face has kind of got some weird stuff going on there when she has her makeup off, but other than that, I mean, she just looks like your generic Big Brother player that's going to be a floater and may not last long, I don't think. What do you think, Trevor?
That's kind of what I was thinking, and because of that, she might last long. Because she doesn't seem like a threat. Yeah, she did win Battle of the Block, so, I mean, you can tell she can do competitions, but at the same time, she's not really... I think they kind of won Battle of the Block more because the other team didn't do well. Yeah,
that was kind of a Battle of the Block of not coordinated people.
Yeah, especially when you have a spinning board going around.
I mean, outside of when James and the other head of household slipped my man, Jason, yeah, James and Jason talked to her, and James couldn't keep his eyes off her tatas.
Yeah, good job, James.
Yeah, good job, James. You know, and they almost thought they were not going to use her as a pawn, and they kind of put her up, and you know, I don't know, that she could be a career pawn.
Yeah, I could definitely see that, and you know what? And Big Brother pawns do go home.
That's so. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. She's gonna be. I think she's not gonna last the first month. How about you?
I'm gonna go. She's not gonna make it to jury.
Okay,
but she'll last past the first month, I think.
Part of me thinks she'll just hide in the background, but she's already been in the...
She could. I mean, she could be in the top 8, honestly.
Now,
it's kind of hard to say this early.
We go to the next guy, Trevor. Try not to hyperventilate, but we're going to talk about Clay from Dickinson, Texas. Mr. Football player from Texas A&M, but oh wait, no, he's not a football player. He's just a what did he say he was?
He's a student.
Just a student. Is that all he said?
I forget exactly what he said. He said he's a student, but and like his introduction video is like totally like, hey ladies, I'm a dude.
Yeah, you're gonna fall over me this year.
Like he's playing football with his shirt off and feeding cows and stuff with bottles and stuff like that. Like,
Oh, not only playing football with his shirt off, but playing football with his shirt off in the rain.
Yeah. So it's like, come on, guys. But they're definitely playing up his sex appeal to the female demographic that watches Big Brother.
And he's definitely...
but honestly, I have a feeling that because he's athletic and he has the good looks, and because he's well liked by a lot of people, that could either work for or against him. Mm-hmm. It could make him a huge target.
He's young though too. I mean, I would think. I think when push comes to shove, he's gonna fuck up somewhere. And
if he slips up and tells people he plays college football, mm-hmm. then that might just be, he lied, and guess what? He's a football player. He's a collegiate football player. Let's get rid of him.
Yeah, and showmance has already started with him and Shelley. That was day one. That didn't take long. I mean, come on, Clay, play the field. You know you can with this group of cats. If Clay was 29, 30 years old, I would say finale night, top 3. He could use, but I think he's going to be just immature enough to screw up and be just outside of the jury. What do you think?
Yeah, I could see that too. In all honesty,
the first girl to get on my nerves, kind of, on the show, Devon. Devon is out of Inglewood, California. She is one of 3 people that have lied about their profession. She's a poker dealer, but she said she's a 2nd grade teacher. She's the one that I think has been playing too hard, and I think she's going to get bit in the ass pretty quick too. I think some people are already kind of getting tired of her, don't you think?
She's playing real hard. I believe it's pronounced Davon.
Davon? Oh, did I say Devon? All right.
Yeah.
Davon. Yeah, you're right. You're right on that.
Because they call her Day.
Yeah, it is Davon.
Yeah. So, but she is playing really hard, and that could, the same thing I said about Audrey, that could come back to bite her in the ass.
Yeah.
But it also seems like she has a really good social game, from what I've been seeing, and a lot of people do like her legitimately. Mm-hmm. So I could actually see her going pretty far. She seems like she's pretty intelligent. I don't really blame her for lying about her profession.
No, I don't either.
Being a poker player. And I know you don't watch Big Brother Canada, but this year there was a poker player in Big Brother Canada as well. His name was Kevin, and he hit it. And I don't blame him. Mm-hmm. But he was actually a lot smarter. He just ended up in a wrong alliance, which got him evicted. But who knows? I mean, alliances are so, because there are alliances, but they're so shattered right now. There's, it seems like the big one is her, Audrey, James, Jason, at least from what the show will show you. But if you watch like Big Brother After Dark or the feeds, you can tell there's like alliances that aren't that, and they're kind of everywhere.
Yeah, and she's already in 2 alliances. She's in the one, but they're kind of keeping Shelley off in the distance because she's all kissy with Clay, and then she's got the kind of the 4-person alliance with the 2 heads of households and Audrey, and and I mean how many more groups is she going to join here before she gets caught? I mean, I think she's going to get caught sooner or later, and
that's Audrey's problem too, is that she has so many alliances and allegiances.
I don't think she's gonna, and I don't think Davon's got. I don't think she's got the skills to save herself on a consistent basis. With that said, I think the single mother thing might get her by with people before the fact that she screws up with the alliances. So I'm gonna go just in the jury for Davon. How about you?
I could see that. I mean, in another world, I could see her in the Final 4. Mm-hmm. It's really a tough call because it seems like she does really know the game.
I think she'll tone it down. I think she's going to tone it down enough to get herself just inside the jury. But
yeah, I think she's got to realize that she needs to.
Yes. Who was it last year that was like in 85 alliances and that finally caught up with him? I'm trying to remember who it was. I can't even remember off the top of my head, but
it always catches up.
Yeah.
There's been very few players where it hasn't.
If you're in 2 on the first week, I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's like slow it down. Like it's fine if you really click with one person and like you get that, that duo kind of alliance, but you can't make it super obvious like Austin and Jace did.
Yeah. And speaking of Jace is next up. He is a personal trainer out of Dunwoody, Georgia. He is 23 as well. Jace has already ruffled feathers for just being a loudmouth, but sometimes that annoying guy just sticks around because people know that they could probably be up against him and win, when that usually bites them in the ass. Do you think right now they're playing it off as Jace could be a backdoor target? He could be, the target coming up. But do you see him as the type of person that's going to escape that and go far, or do you think he's out in the first month?
I think he's out. Jace is going to be gone.
Yeah, I mean, they're already trying to backdoor him. I mean, I think they should have a Big Brother. Don't title this because it's a little double entendre, but a Big Brother backdoor. All the contestants that got backdoor, they all get an all-star spot for on the season of Big Brother. And then how would you like to be if you're the guy that gets backdoored on the backdoor season of Big Brother? Wouldn't that just be the shits?
Well, and it's funny though. Like you usually don't see like a backdoor this early in the game.
No, that's why.
Usually,
that's why I think
the whole house is playing it so safe.
That's why I think he's going to be. I've seen annoying people continue to just coast, and not coast, but also take power. And you say he's not going to last the first month. He's not. God. I'm going to say just inside a jury. I think he's going to be kind of like Rachel. Going to get stuck to, but he's going to keep fighting through it. I mean, the chance to backdoor and have people be on board are far and few in between, especially when you've got so many votes right now. If someone tries to pressure you into voting this way, that could just sway them to do it the other way right now.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it all comes down to the vote at the end of the night.
This is a huge gamble, but I think he's gonna make it in the jury. Next, we get a contestant that was on The Amazing Race. That was our first Big Brother takeover twist.
I think we skipped over one.
Did we? I'm not in my book. I got Davon, Jace, and then Jackie.
Okay.
We got Jackie from L.A., and she is a professional dancer.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. But
never mind.
Hello.
I'm looking at like a picture of like all the people. So. And that's not in alphabetical order.
Gotcha.
Well, all of it is except for Jeff and Jackie, probably because they got thrown on.
Yep. Jackie is part of the twist with, as we've seen in past years of The Amazing Race, with Jeff and Jordan and Brendan and Rachel. And so it's The Amazing Race's return to return the favor. And Jackie and Jeff, was that from I don't watch The Amazing Race. Was that from last season or?
I didn't actually watch this past season. I watched the season before that had Robbie and Brooke on it.
Mm-hmm.
From TNA, but yeah, I didn't actually watch this past season, but I believe it's from like this past like couple months ago that just ended. So
now Jackie and Jeff are doing the best to kind of separate themselves from the groups, but yet they seem to be big targets because they've already been on a reality TV show. Jackie seems like a fierce competitor, though. I think she's going to be a tough out, but I think they're going to be constantly gunning for her, don't you think?
I think so, but I also think that she has a better chance than Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
And because she seems smarter, and she knows when to hold back a little bit and when to make deals when she needs to, it seems. So I think that may set her on a better trajectory than it will him.
Yeah, it seems like she's also making more contacts in the house than Jeff is trying to do.
Yeah, she's definitely more of a social player than he is, and that's going to take her further. Which
is kind of funny because Jeff was saying that she was the one that was all needy for him and he didn't want her, but yet at the same time, the gameplay is completely flip-flopped. Where do you see Jackie land here in the grand scheme of things?
I could see, I would say just outside of jury.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. I think she's going to be a target for a few times. She's going to probably be able to shake it off a couple of times, but there's only so many times you can be the target.
And I could even see her being one of the cases where the pawns go home.
Mm-hmm. That is possible.
I could see someone putting her up as an easy pawn because she's already been on the block, and people were just like, yeah, let's just put her up again. I mean, we don't get any extra blood on our hands, and then she ends up going home.
Well, it's a built-in alliance, even though they aren't really an alliance. They know each other and everything like that. Do you think?
But they kind of are. They are an alliance, but they don't like publicly say they're an alliance, and they try to keep away from each other, which is smart.
Yeah.
But I still think people will know that's like, hey, these guys know each other. I think we should break them up.
Do you think it's not that big of a worry, though, because they didn't even get nominated? They weren't even among the 4 people to get nominated.
Well, Jackie was.
Oh, that's right. My bad.
Yeah, Jackie's still on the block.
She's still on the block. God, I completely forgot that she was there with Steve. Yeah.
Yeah, she was busy talking about how she's a dancer and has great balance, and then falling off of.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Showing her grace.
Yeah, I got that mixed up.
As a dancer, you don't really have a moving board, so
that's what I get for being gone for a week and then cramming all of Big Brother in the other night. Is I got them mixed up. I was thinking the other 2 were on the block, but so yeah, Jackie and Steven. And we'll get Steven here in a little bit. Why don't we'll skip ahead a couple just because this makes sense. We'll talk about Jeff. We've already kind of talked about him already. I'm going to say on Jeff, I'm going to say he's not going to make it through the first month.
I don't think so either. Right? He's not a very good social game person. He's just not a social game.
And you know what's funny? On the Big Brother profile, 3 adjectives to describe you, and one of them is charismatic.
He doesn't seem charismatic at all.
Not at all.
Like I don't really even care about him at all.
And
you know, like there's guys that I can like. There are usually like house guests that I see that like, hey, I don't really like this guy, but like I get it. Like, I understand, but like with him, I'm just like, eh.
Every single guy has a personality on this roster, and he is just boring, you know.
Yeah, he's just meh. That's Jeff.
Okay, let's back up to one of my favorites, the old Asian cowboy James out of Sumter, South Carolina. He is 31 years old. He is in retail. This is when they did the introductions and everything. Right off the bat, I hitched onto James's bandwagon. I am a James fan all the way. This is my favorite guy of the season so far. The dude's just cool. I mean, he's just you don't expect it, but he is just all out country. It seems like he's with the way he's won with the way he's been talking as a head of household. He definitely has a good grasp of the game.
Yeah,
he's already proven to be a good physical competitor. I think he's going to be a good mental competitor too. I mean, you got to have a little bit of a mental capacity when you're hunting and such, and with focus in that. And I think we got. I'm going to say, even though I like him, I'm still going to say I think he's finale night material. What about you? What do you think of James?
James is a really good competitor. He's definitely a really good candidate to be in that top 2. He's got a lot of charisma, but also as the head of household, he's not afraid to make big moves and say what he wants to say. He's not worried about necessarily getting blood on his hands or not. But he does worry about it at the same time, if you know what I'm saying. Like he'll actually make the moves that he needs to, I think, to move forward.
Yeah, I think this guy's got the full set for Big Brother, but the thing is, nobody expects it. Being head of household the first time might kind of trip the trigger.
I was gonna say,
but
yeah, like that might bite him. It depends on what alliances he has that take him forward. if his alliances, win some HOHs, then he'll be fine. But if they don't, then he could be in trouble.
And I'm with this cast, I mean, you got some powerhouses in terms of physicality, but obviously that's not all. I can't really pinpoint anybody right now is like going to dominate. I think it's going to be a big mixed bag this year, and it's going to be insane.
Yeah, I mean, there's no real like Derek's.
Yeah,
and because last year, I saw Derek and just how he played in the first week, and I was like, that guy's gonna win.
Oh yeah, I picked him to win last year too. I'm actually 2 for 2, but I have a feeling my streak's gonna end this year when we pick the winner of Big Brother right now, or later on in the show. But yeah, Derek as a cop, I just thought this guy's gonna do it.
Yeah,
he's almost on the Dan level with how well he played that last year.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the rest of the cast really wasn't great, so to speak.
Yeah.
I mean, he did kind of have, a lackluster cast to go against in some spots. I mean,
he didn't have to break a sweat to pull those strings.
No, he really didn't. So that definitely helped him too. But he absolutely deserved winning. I mean,
oh, no doubt.
There was nobody else that should have won that season last year. So
from Fall River, Massachusetts, we get ourselves a flamboyant character here in Jason. He is a supermarket cashier. It looked like that supermarket was the size of a shack. That thing was a small little. It looks like a small town kind of little grocery store thing. Jason lives in his parents' basement, but hell, that basement's pretty tricked out. Jason's got a kind of that flair. He's got that personality, and he had I was surprised all as hell that he completely knocked that endurance challenge out of the park.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I mean, when all the other dudes were getting flung off one by one, you could tell it was definitely because generally even women do better in the endurance challenges.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just the physiological reasons. I want to say, they're more centered to the ground, and it's not to say it's easier for them, but when dudes, if they're top heavy with muscles or vice versa, it kind of weighs them down and I think hurts them in an endurance comp.
Yeah, I mean, when we looked at the introductions, and I'm like, I could see probably one of the ladies and maybe Jace as your first two head of household. Jason and James, no way. I thought James would be the guy that would just get smoked and everything, and same with Jason, because there's so many much bigger and stronger people in the game. But holy cow, Jason didn't even break a sweat. I don't think he even moved up an inch on that log.
No, he really didn't. He was stuck to it, and he was winning that head of household.
I gotta say, I got James in my final three. I don't know if I said anybody else in a final three quite yet. So I could see Jason. It's hard because you got two heads of households, but just his style, and I think he can get troops to rally for him.
I think he's very likable.
I see final three for Jason too.
I could definitely see him in the final 3 or 4. I absolutely could, because he's shown that he can be great at competitions. But maybe if he throws some mental ones, then people won't see him as much of a threat. And there's going to be physical ones that aren't more tailored to his body size and stuff like that. Because endurance comp, for someone that's smaller like him, it works great. Mm-hmm. Which I said before is why a lot of the women usually do really good in those. Mm-hmm. But there's definitely going to be physical competitions that are going to be tougher for him, without a doubt. So I'm interested to see. I could definitely see him up there. He has a good personality. A lot of people seem to like him in the house. So yeah, I can see him going far.
Next up, we have John out of Scranton, Pennsylvania. He is a dentist, and this guy's quite the character. Awkward is probably a good word to describe John.
Yeah, he's super awkward.
The dude is like a spaz, too. I mean, it's like he's just got this... And that's what I feel so bad about him, because nobody trusts him. Nobody thinks he's a dentist.
Yeah, like it's funny because he actually says his real profession, but nobody believes him just based on how he acts.
I know. This guy, this guy's just.
I can kind of see it. Like, I kind of understand where they're coming from.
Yeah, and they're, Scranton, that's where the office was. So, yeah, this guy's full of shit. I like the kid just because I feel sorry for him for telling the truth. But I don't see him lasting past the first month.
I don't either. Just because, like, he doesn't really bring anything to the table in the long run.
He weighs like $110.
Yeah, like I don't think he's going to be a competition threat.
No, maybe mental, but
he's not going to win comps really. Maybe, like you said, maybe mental ones. And honestly, I could see him in the same situation as Jackie or Becky, where he's a pawn that goes home.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see that for him.
Next up, we get Phoebe from Friends. I mean, Liz from Miami, who is a marketing coordinator. She looks exactly like Phoebe from Friends, don't you think?
There's a good similarity there.
She's a cocky little hussy, isn't she? Man, she says the women are going to be jealous of her, but I don't know. There's a couple ladies that could put up a fight with her, but Liz is kind of a wild card because she in her introductory video she plays all cocky and shit, but she's kind of laid low though so far, don't you think?
Yeah, and you know what? That's a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Although she has been allied with Austin and Jace, and that Jace allegiance could come back to bite her,
or it could be strong.
Yeah, like it's going to go one way or the other.
If it's like dominoes fall, look out. I mean, if you're on that train, stay on it, because coming in her video one way and her showing in the house another way. I honestly don't know what to predict for her except jury. I feel like she could push Final Four or finale night if she shows me something. She hasn't really showed me anything, but that's kind of where she's
very much wait and see.
Yeah, you can slide. That's where people slide by, and all of a sudden they're in the Final Four.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you always have that one person. It's like, how did they get here?
I'm going to say not first in jury, and I'm not going to say all the way to the end. I'm going to say a firm right in the middle of the jury.
Yeah, I can see that.
Next up, we get a lady out of New York City by the name of Meg. She is a server and obviously a socialite, loves the New York nightlife. She is lives right in the heart of New York City, and I think all we saw of her in her promo videos were her at a bar, which, hey, nothing wrong with that. Another girl I don't know what to think of. She doesn't seem overly she seems completely floater to me.
Yeah, I can see that too, and and almost in her video, like, she was so loud that I kind of just didn't like her.
I thought she'd be annoying as fuck, but she hasn't really been that way in the house yet, has she?
Yeah, she's definitely way different in the house than I thought she was going to be initially.
Oh God, I thought she was going to be like what Jace is in the house.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and know it all that, you know.
Yeah, she's completely the opposite. And she seems to be like laid back and doing what's right at this time for her social game. So at this point, I could see her in the jury. She could even make top 4. Top 3.
Yeah, that's one of those laying in the weeds kind of things. I think I'm gonna put her firmly in the middle of the jury with Liz. You already know the answer to this, but I don't. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay it out right now that I think the twin is Meg. The second guess of mine will be Steven, which we'll talk about in just a moment. But I think it's gonna be Meg. But hey, it's a 2-in-16 shot. We'll have to see how that goes. But I don't think anybody could be a twin of John's and pull off the same awkwardness. Same with Jason. Jeff, we could maybe just maybe he has a boring twin just like him. So,
right.
But I don't think they would put the twist on the guy from Amazing Race. There's no way he's going to make it to the 5 weeks to win the prize, or no, is there a prize? Or is it just they both go in the house?
Get to play at that point.
Well, then hello, you're fucked.
Yeah,
you're both going to be up and playing Battle of the Block.
Yeah, because that'll be a huge advantage.
Are they going to tell the nation on the next episode?
I believe so.
Wednesday. Because Wednesdays.
It's Wednesday, or it's either going to be Wednesday or eviction night.
Are they going Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday this year?
Yeah.
Or are they going to throw us a little twist of Big Brother?
I believe it's Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday.
There's a cheap pop for you right there, a little Mick Foley style. Next, we get self-professed cougar or puma. For me, cougars were 40, mid 40s, and to my knowledge, I thought pumas were like even older. So I'm kind of wondering what she knows, if she knows what she's talking about.
I don't know. I mean, whatever you find on the internet, right? I honestly don't know. Like, I don't keep up with the lingo.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we do know that she's a beautiful Southern belle from Marietta, Georgia. Her name is Shelley. She's an interior designer, and not just a pretty face with a designer. She likes to get down and dirty on those homes and tear them apart. And obviously,
down and dirty with clay.
She likes to get down and dirty with good old clay. Yeah. Oh, she likes to mold her clay. This girl. I think this girl is my. I think she's going to be tough enough, smart enough. She's probably going to play Clay like a fiddle. I don't know. She seems pretty drooly on Clay, but I
was going to say, like, she seems pretty into him.
But I'm going to go on a limb, and I'm going to say Shelley fits my final piece of the. God, I'm not going to. Yep, I'm going to do it. Shelley's going to fit the final piece of the three with Jason and James. I'm gonna have her go final three here. I think she's got. I just think she's gonna be able to control Clay and control people and be able to kind of to get on by. And I think she's got enough skill set herself to when she has a back against the wall, she'll be able to take herself off the block.
I think she definitely has the tools to go that far. It certainly just depends on how that showmance with Clay is perceived by everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a showmance and they're winning HOHs,
yeah, look out.
Then yeah, they're gonna break that showmance up without a doubt. So it really just depends how that goes. But if that showmance doesn't screw her up, I could definitely agree with you.
And if maybe Clay joins the Shelltown group, the big muscular guys looking to make themselves a name for themselves, and they have a little lady to kind of be the mole for the group or something. They could win comps, and she could just carry on through and then knock those guys off one by one when they're not looking.
Yeah, but you know what? Brittany tried to do that too.
True.
And it didn't work out for her.
That is true. Next up, we have Steve out of Gouverneur, New York. He is a college student, 22 years old. He is the geek of the Big Brother season here. What do you think? Pretty funny moment there when he basically shit his pants when he was told he was a threat.
Yeah, that was pretty. I like Steve a lot. Honestly, I'm a nerd, so it kind of taps into that where like I relate to Steve, and
you gotta root for the kid.
Yeah, exactly. Basically like how Ian was a couple years ago. But you know what? But Ian winning a couple years ago might be to his detriment.
Yep.
And it might screw him over.
And that already got brought up in the first week.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's on the block. I could see, a lot of people like him. He has a good personality. Like I think he's really funny, and it seems like a very genuine person. And his interactions with the other house guests. So I think people might keep him around because of that. It just depends on, what comps he's winning and how often.
Yeah, I mean, Ian, when he got pissed off and flipped that switch, that's when Ian just took off, and I don't think Steve has that.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I don't think Steve's going to have that kind of drive to be able to do that.
Like killer instinct. Like, I mean, when Ian's goodbye message to Boogie.
Yeah.
That
was
so
epic.
Awesome. Yeah.
I'm kind of battling back and forth with Steve. I'm kind of like just missing jury, just making jury kind of is where I'm at with Steve right now.
I think he'll make jury.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think he'll make jury, but I don't think he's going to be in the top 3 or 4. Unfortunately, because I would actually like, on a personal level, I would like to see him at least make final 2. But
we have our final contestant, and I am surprised as all hell that nobody knows who she is. But then I'm a big poker player, and I have been.
Dude, I had no idea coming in.
I've been a big poker player for probably 12 years, and I love watching poker too, just as much as I play it. And Vanessa Russo, out of obviously Las Vegas, Nevada, professional poker player, has won over $4.5 million in her career. One of the 3 people to lie about their profession. She said she was a DJ. Smart move. I'm surprised that nobody knows who she is, just because of the fact that she was in GoDaddy commercials, and I think even a GoDaddy Super Bowl commercial.
Honestly, like, I had no clue either.
Yeah,
so, like,
she was like the awkward chick where they were trying to take off her clothes. I don't know if you remember that or not, but of course there's a lot of taking off of clothes on GoDaddy commercials, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pick one above the other. I'm surprised that Day doesn't know who she is.
True, but it's because
she's a dealer, so I mean, it's like she doesn't necessarily, but she says she wants to get into the poker side of it, and
yeah,
I mean, you would think she would know, or she's given no indication whether it be, like the After Dark or on the show that she knows, but maybe she does and she's just not saying anything. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there are some big poker rooms in California.
Yeah, but, Day could be playing it smart and not revealing that information until it's to her advantage.
But she could have said that in the diary room, though, if she knew it, too.
Yeah, that's true.
I love Vanessa. I've been a big fan of hers for a long time. I think she is going to... When I was pausing on Shelly, I was almost going to put Vanessa in there with the guys, the head of household guys for my final 3. But I think she's a little too cocky on her skills, and it's going to screw her up eventually. She's going to take that poker player risk and get bit in the ass for it.
I mean, it also seems like she's already having a hard time in the house.
Yeah.
Not being away from home, being away from her girlfriend.
And she's rich. This is just a challenge for her.
Right. She doesn't need the money.
She can pick up $500K in a home game in the top floor of Rio in Vegas. She doesn't need the money, but I think she's got the mental skills to weave her way into jury, though. But if I haven't seen her crack just yet, and I'll maybe with this coming week's episodes, I'll change my mind on it. But right now, I'm going to put her kind of barely into jury, where she's going to take a risk and get bit for it.
Yeah, I think she'll definitely make it into jury.
All right, so that's the rundown of the cast. 16 people. Like I said, a fun cast this year. We've already established the Shelltown Alliance with the big man Austin and Jace. We don't know how far that's going to go with Jace being such a target early. And then I guess they're calling it Shell Clay with I don't know, I don't really quite get that one, but I guess Shelly and Clay. Hello.
Yeah.
We'll see how sick of people get of those two, because I think there's already people getting sick of those two, mainly Davon. Davon and Vanessa backed out of the head of household competition voluntarily, as I said, one person out of each of those first two groups had to back out. So they get to play the fast forward, which is an amazing race type of a benefit. So they cannot be nominated until week 2. So they are going to be safe.
And they chose Austin and who else did they? Because Vanessa chose Austin.
Davon took Liz. Liz was the only one to offer her safety or anything tangible. Yeah. While like John was like, I'm a dentist and hey,
and I fix teeth.
I got molars and bicuspids, and I hope he doesn't get kicked off right away just because that guy is such a unique character.
He's so weird and awkward.
Jason nominated John and Becky, and James nominated Jackie and Steve. And so Jackie and Steve are on the chopping block. We still have Power of Veto to go before we get there. Our next episode is going to be Thursday, so we'll talk about that first evictee, but we might as well kind of break it down now. Trevor, you probably already seen Veto, I'm assuming.
Yes, I know who won Veto.
Okay, so I will just speak on this. I think, God, I don't know, man. I think if Veto if nominations stay the same, which typically there are not too many waves the first week, it's got to be the right person to take off one of them and put up Jace, and that's still a calculated risk. I think Steve might be the first one going home, to be honest. You obviously know more than I do, so you'll have to refrain, but that's kind of my take on that. That basically covers it for our first episode of A Taste of Big Brother. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to come at you a twist of Big Brother. See, I knew I'd screw it up. A taste of a twist of Big Brother. How about that? Trevor, you got anything to add? Overall this season, what's coming up, everything?
Expect the unexpected.
and expect it a lot because of the Big Brother takeover and
the constant twist.
If I don't put a gun in my mouth by the end of the season from hearing that Beach Boys stuff over and over and over.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad, and I hope you're ready for a takeover.
Oh, I've been more than ready 5 times over already in the first few episodes. So, but for Trevor, this is Jeremy. I'd like to thank you for tuning into a twist of Big Brother. We will come back to you on next Thursday.